stars, when you stop reading British media's fake news about the royals, things start making sense. A reminder, Tina Brown said Prince William and Kate are anxious, frozen, and unready. Soon after Kensington Palace's Mother's Day Frankenphoto fiasco, CBS brought Tina Brown in to offer her royal expertise on the situation. Brown was pretty harsh, saying that the wheels had come off Kensington Palace and that the whole missing princess thing was massively mismanaged. A few days after Brown appeared on CBS, she ended up flying to London. It felt like she was actually doing some legwork to figure out what the hell was going on. She talked to her royal sources in the palaces and royalist media, and she was seemingly still on the trail when Kensington Palace published the Princess of Wales' big cancer announcement video on March 22nd. Now, we know days after the video was published, on March 25th, the New York Times published a guest op-ed written by Brown. Brown said the royal courts are constantly lying and have done so for decades. Her sources told her that the turmoil behind the scenes has been intense, resulting in what has felt like a series of baffling press screw-ups at Kensington Palace. No surprise there. We've been living it. And now she wrote about what's really been going on, which is that William and Kate have been frozen with anxiety because of their proximity to the throne, and that Catherine is battling much more than cancer. A tidal wave of premature responsibility is crashing in her and William's direction. What was interesting about Brown's New York Times column was that it felt mostly accurate, and it sounded like this was the general assessment from real royal sources too, that William and Kate were being crushed by their own sense of inadequacy. What was also interesting is that very few outlets covered Brown's New York Times column 2 weeks ago, but suddenly, in the past 2 days, American and British outlets are running quotes from it. The almost simultaneous news of Charles's cancer has put William and Catherine in frightening proximity to ascending the throne, just when they had hoped for a span of years to parent their children out of the public eye. Journalist Tina Brown claimed in a New York Times essay published on March 25th. William and his wife, Kate Middleton, who is also battling cancer, share 3 kids, Prince George 10, Princess Charlotte 8, and Prince Louis 5. The former Vanity Fair editor-in-chief asserted that the idea of William becoming the reigning sovereign has spurred much stress for the couple. The prospect of it, I am told, is causing them intense anxiety, she wrote. Brown also claimed that several scandals surrounding the royal family, including Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's estrangement from the royal family, as well as Prince Andrew's ties to convicted PDF file Jeffrey Epstein, have put William and Middleton under unmanageable pressure. Catherine is the most popular member of the royal family after William, she wrote, adding, the future of the monarchy hangs by a thread, and that thread is her. Brown furthered that William, 41, and Middleton, 42, are burdened with more responsibilities than just her health condition. A tidal wave of premature responsibility is crashing in her and William's direction, she said, frozen, unready, and with Catherine now seriously unwell. The Prince and Princess of Wales await the awesome burden of the crown. Similar coverage has appeared in The Independent, Us Weekly, In Style, and on and on. Why the 2-week delay? Why are Brown's comments suddenly making all kinds of headlines? Part of it is that Buckingham Palace has seemingly ordered radio silence across the board for the past week or so, and people are going back to some weeks-old gossip. There's a reason why Brown's column is getting more traction right at this moment. It will be very interesting to come back to Brown's piece 6 months from now and see if she was right on the money. One reader comments Kensington Palace would be embarrassed for the world to know exactly how little time Will spends with her. With Camilla and Charles, it's almost portrayed as quirky or charming. Camilla needs to escape him sometimes and spend a weekend in Raymill with her family and or friends, but they obviously got married much later. I think the expectation of the current Wales marriage are very different because they're portrayed as this great modern love story. It's not very modern for a married couple to spend half their lives in separate houses, you know? Another person comments, I remember Diana saying the job was like going to a wedding every day as the bride. Easy a few times, but not as a long-term job, especially if you don't have the room to shift the requirements to better suit your personality. These people are terrible, but I don't pretend that traveling the country, visiting small towns, and shaking hands over barricades wouldn't drive me batty after a few years. A reader comments, she had a way with words and didn't mince them. No wonder they resented her. It's almost like the monarchy is a stupid tradition that no one needs, including the royals, and it should be done away with. But they seem to genuinely believe that it's their birth mission to instill hope and inspiration or some ish. The reality is any of them can leave at any time. They choose not to because they don't want to deal with the consequences and prefer things as they are. It would drive me batty to do such silly work. But they do have a choice and choose to remain. They could easily turn the monarchy into a useful institution rather than a bunch of figureheads who shake hands and do walkabouts and go to church, and they choose not to. My sympathy for their situation is very limited. They want to exist as celebrities. They got it.